goes. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of, you guessed it, the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Now buckle up, because it's time for liftoff.
9, 8, 7.
Come on, blast off with
5,
me.
4, 3,
Blast
2,
off and lift off,
1,
same thing.
0. Ignition.
You know I love my synonyms,
Liftoff.
and I love cinnamon.
30 minutes.
La canela también. Synonyms? Cinnamon. Woo. Here we go.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts.
Hold on to your hats.
Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show with
Come on. Let's go. Welcome. Show with no namers. It is a pleasure to have you with us here for another exciting edition of the Show with No Name. Thank you for joining us here on Vaughn Radio, where English is exciting, it's interactive, and it's free. Free English classes every day? Hell yeah! Claro que sí! Also, a nice round of applause to our amazing students. Nuria, Alberto, Born to Iron Man, Juan Lu, Cristina Chicago, Elena, Alfonso, and Kay Roller Girl. They have all participated in this week's question of the week, and if you want to join them, it's your last chance, baby. That's right. You've got until the end of the day on Wednesday to get it in to my inbox. Remember, this week we're doing it on Thursday since Friday is a holiday here in Madrid. So if you'd like to practice your speaking, let us know a culture that you want to know more about, a culture that fascinates you. And you can record it on your phone and you can send it to my email address, alonso@grupovon.com. At this arroba, alonso@grupovon.com. And as always, we collectively, we look forward to hearing from you in our question of the week. It's an opportunity for you to practice your speaking and get some feedback to boot. To boot es además. So, like your fellow students have done, and most of them do weekly, make it a habit, que sea un hábito. Nuria never misses our question of the week. Alberto, he just started participating this year, and he's never missed a week. Born to Iron Man, another one who never participated in that section, and now he does. And you can tell, se nota. You've got Juan Lu, too, who was motivated, I imagine, by his wife, our ball of energy, Cristina Chicago. So Juan Lu, keep up the great work. Cristina Chicago, I don't have to tell you, you bring so much energy to the program every time we do the question of the week. Also, Elena, what a wonderful, wonderful accent she has. Alfonso, I'm sure not only he has felt his improvement, but we have as well. Also, Kay Roller Girl, who suggested this week's question of the week. So, you have got until the end of the day on Wednesday this week. Normally it's Thursday, but again, due to the holiday, we're going to be doing it on Thursday. So, you still have time. Tell us What culture fascinates you the most? What culture do you want to learn more about? And then my next question is, why don't you do it? Right? If you want to learn more about it, do it. Do it. As always, I know I don't like these big corporations, but Nike's got a good slogan. You say Nike. We say Nike. Just do it. Hazlo. Do it. Do it. Oh, and yesterday, I got to tell you guys a funny little anecdote. Yesterday, my daughter was going to CrossFit. She was in the car with my wife. And guess who was on the radio? Yours truly. She gets really proud, by the way. Le pone muy orgullosa de oír a su papi en la radio. The only thing is, I was talking about candles. Remember yesterday, we looked at the difference between blowing out a candle and blowing a person, which is fellatio. Yeah, that's the part she heard. Oh, no. And as soon as my wife realized it, she was like, oh, honey, well, he sounds good, right? She was trying to distract her. And when she came home, it was funny. She goes, Daddy, I just heard you on the radio on my way to CrossFit, and you were talking about candles. And I said, oh, my God. I turned red. I blushed. Dos formas de decir sonrojarse. And I looked at my wife and she goes, oh, yeah. And then after she told me, she goes, oh, don't worry. I distracted her. So that said, sometimes, most of the time, the show's for the whole family. But sometimes we tackle topics, enfrentamos, abordamos. We tackle topics that can be a little, well, that part of the language. Esa parte del idioma. But also, why was I telling you that? To be gross, to be indecent, to be crude? No. I was telling you that so you don't make the mistake and you know the difference between blowing and blowing out a candle. So anyhow, I wanted to tell you guys because I thought you would get a kick out of it. Pensaría que os haría reír. You would get a kick out of it, para decirlo de forma totalmente nativa. Totally native. All right. Well, are you ready for a totally native audio clip? Of course you are. It's the Say What soundbite. Come on. Say what? Also, a quick reminder, my amigos, you've got your Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It is going to be off the charts. Off the charts, off the chain, off the hook. Tres formas de decir la bomba. Mark your calendars for June 2nd. It is the last Vaughn Radio Trivia Night before our summer break. And we will resume again in October. So that is July, August, September, 3 months where we won't be getting together for our trivia night. So we're going to make it count. We always do. But we're going to really make it count. So be there or be square on June 2nd. It's a Tuesday, as always. Acordaos, Días de la semana con mayúscula en inglés. Meses se escribe con mayúscula también. The reason I tell you that is because I know you don't in Spanish. De hecho, yo cometí el error al revés. Ponía martes con M mayúscula. Ponía julio con mayúscula, pero en español no. It's not capitalized. In English, it is. So be aware. It is Tuesday con mayúscula, June con mayúscula, 2nd. It's at 8 p.m. That means get there around 7:30, 7:45, because we are going to kick off at 8 p.m. sharp. En punto. Right? Tiene sentido esta palabra porque sharp es algo que tiene punto, ¿no? Si es puntiagudo, it's sharp. So it's kind of similar, no? You can also say on the dot. We are kicking off at 8 p.m. sharp, at 8 p.m. on the dot. I hope to see you all there. I know I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but some of your fellow students are traveling to Madrid to be here. So if you live in Madrid, you've got no excuses. And you guys know no excuses is not just a philosophy. It's also a radio show hosted by my friend Fitz. And you can learn English with Fitz and his students every day here on Vaughn Radio. Remember, you've got the Vaughn Radio app. In Madrid, you've got us on the FM dial. And for those of you who, are big podcast listeners like myself, you've got us on iVox, Apple Podcasts, and also Spotify. So you never have to miss a show. That's right. And also, my amigos, don't forget about our special deals. We've got some amazing deals going on right now at the Vaughn Tienda. In fact, as I always do, I'll share the link with you. It's a perfect opportunity to pick up some reading material for this summer. We've got translation books for €1.60. We've got Inglés en 10 Pasos. This is a complete pack, and you can pick this up for €52.24. That is a steal. You've also got the Pack de Verbos Clave Inglés, and that is an 8-part series. That's 8 books with audio that you can pick up for €25.26. I am talking about a steal. Un chollazo. So make the most of this awesome sale that we've got going on right now. If you're not in the group, you can also go over to our website, grupovaughn.com, search for Vaughn Tienda, and then from there, you can find ofertas, I think it's called, promociones is the area. Okay, so again, in all my years here, in all my decades here at Vaughn, I have not seen better prices on our materials. So stop by, take a gander, and for $50, you can bring home tons of materials. And I call them materials because they're so much more than just books. Books, well, you read them and that's that. But these, as you know, come with audio because that's so important in the language learning process. In fact, that's why I'm always telling you to repeat things you hear on the show aloud, because that's how we practice speaking. Okay, if you don't say a word the whole show, you're practicing your listening. Good job. Excellent. But remember, communication is understanding and being understood. So that requires listening and speaking, right? That is the other side, and usually the part that students lack the most, right? Those opportunities to speak. So I'm telling you, I'm inviting you to do it here during the show. I'm inviting you to do it once a week in our question of the week. These are golden opportunities to practice your English speaking. All right, now let's see. Speaking of speaking, hablando de hablando, we're going to hear somebody speaking right now in our Say What soundbite. This is where we hear a famous person. Usually it's from, a movie, an interview, a series, a press conference. And well, I want you guys to tell me what you heard in your best English. You'll have 4 chances, and hopefully before the end of the show, you'll be able to give it to me word for word. Is everybody ready? Here's your Say What soundbite for the first time.
Oh, no. First, we sort by number of holes, then by color. What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
There are at least 20 things I will not tolerate, and lying is one of them. Spit it out.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughan Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughan Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to groupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughan Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right. It is our pop quiz here on the show with no name. As always, this is a part of the show where we take a look at one of the many materials that you can pick up over at Vaughan Tienda. Also, remember, we've got our summer camps going on. Well, the sign-up period, the spots are filling up really quickly, as they always do. You've got group classes. You've got one-to-one classes. You've got also video conference classes for those of you who don't have too much time. I get it. In fact, we all live in that time now where we're trying to juggle so many things. So video conference classes have never been more popular than they are now. Why? Again, I remember students, they would have to go to Madrid, to our offices. They would have to find a parking spot, and then they would have to go home. Well, you guys know how big Madrid is, right? Sometimes you can spend 45 minutes or an hour getting to a certain location, right? Just crossing the city. I know sometimes when we go to Almeria, where my family is from, sometimes it takes us longer to get from our house in Madrid to the airport. It's the other side of Madrid. I live on the other side of Madrid. So sometimes we spend more time in the car than we do on the plane. Yeah, that's true. So now I have an hour for class. Perfect. It's 1 hour from start to finish, and you can go about your day. All right, amigos. Well, with the World Cup approaching, I think we're going to take a look at an awesome material for everybody who likes soccer, or as you call it, football. This is our material, Speak Football, that we did in collaboration with El Nino. No, not the tropical storm. I'm talking about Fernando Towers.
Pista 16. Las concentraciones. ¿Cuántos somos para la partida?
How many of us are there for the game?
¿Cuántas partidas de póker has ganado hoy?
How many poker games have you won today?
Vamos a apostar. ¿Cuánto dinero tienes aquí?
Let's bet. How much money do you have here?
¿Cuántas partidas llevamos con la consola?
How many games have we played on the console?
¿Cuántos platos de arroz puedo comer?
How many plates of rice can I eat?
¿Cuánto arroz puedo comer?
How much rice can I eat?
¿Cuánta pasta quieres hoy?
How much pasta do you want today?
¿Cuánto queda para el partido?
How long do we have left before the match starts?
¿Cuánto tiempo queda para la charla técnica?
How long do we have left before the speech?
¿Cuántos goles marcarás esta noche?
How many goals will you score tonight?
Pista 17. Vocabulario. Larguero.
Crossbar.
Poste.
Goalpost. Post.
Guantes.
Gloves.
Lentillas.
Contact lenses.
Rodillera.
Knee pad.
Calzón.
Shorts.
Camiseta.
Jersey.
Casco protector.
Helmet.
Botas.
Boots.
Escuadra.
Top corner.
Pista 18. Verbos del portero. Atajar el balón.
To catch the ball.
Despejar el balón.
To clear the ball.
Agarrar el balón con las manos.
To handle the ball.
Ponerse ropa.
To put on clothes.
Ponerse lentillas.
To put contact lenses in.
Espera. Ayúdame a ponerme los guantes y a quitarme las rodilleras.
Hold on. Help me put on my gloves and take my knee pads off.
El portero puede agarrar el balón con las manos cuando está dentro de su área.
The goalkeeper can handle the ball when he is inside his own penalty area.
¿Te has puesto las lentillas?
Did you put in your contact lenses?
Si el balón viene con efecto, no lo atajes. Despéjalo.
If the ball is moving, swerving a lot, don't catch it, clear it.
Pista 19. Lección gramatical. El imperativo. Estoy solo. Pasadme la pelota.
I'm unmarked. Pass me the ball.
Escúchame cuando hable.
Listen to me when I speak.
Salimos.
Everyone out.
Arriba.
Push up.
Moveos. No hay nadie libre.
Move. Nobody's free.
Segundo palo. Concentraos.
Back post. Far post. Switch on.
Mira atrás.
Look back.
Ponla. Cuélgala.
Cross it.
A tu izquierda.
Go left.
A tu derecha.
Go right.
Pista 20. Mejora tu oído. El córner.
There's someone free at the near post.
Coming. I'm watching that shit, take it.
Ref, he's got to pull my shirt off. Watch out. They're kicking it short.
They're doing play number 2.
Ref, that's a penalty.
Go on, go on.
Mine.
Good one, goalie.
Pista 21. Conceptos técnicos. Tipos de paradas. Parar desviando la pelota.
To parry the ball.
El portero desvía la pelota.
The goalkeeper parries the ball.
Salida del portero.
The goalkeeper comes out.
He tenido que salir del área 2 veces.
I've had to come out of the box twice.
Salir de puños.
To punch the ball away.
Si es necesario, saldré de puños.
If necessary, I'll punch the ball away.
Parada con la punta de los dedos.
Fingertip save. Tipped it round the post.
La paré con la punta de los dedos y dio al palo.
I made a fingertip save and it hit the post.
Blocar.
To stop.
El balón está mojado. No lo voy a blocar.
The ball is wet. I won't stop it.
Sacar con la mano.
To throw.
Puedo llegar al medio del campo si saco con la mano.
I can reach the middle of the field if I throw it.
Sacar en largo.
To clear long.
Si presionan, sacamos en largo.
If they press, we'll clear it long.
Hacer el escorpión.
To do the scorpion.
Estás de broma. No voy a hacer el escorpión.
You're kidding. I'm not doing the scorpion.
Parada a una mano.
One-handed save.
Gracias a los nuevos guantes, pude hacer la parada a una mano.
Thanks to my new gloves, I can make a one-handed save.
Parar a mano cambiada.
To save with your other hand.
Si va a la escuadra, lo pararé a mano cambiada.
If it goes to the top corner, I'll save it with my other hand.
Volear.
To volley.
¿Quieres que volee?
Do you want me to volley it?
All right, folks. Wow. Some great vocabulary. And as I said, with the World Cup right around the corner, hey, I don't know about you, but I'll definitely be watching Spain's matches and the U.S. I don't know if I'll be watching too much else. Well, I guess if you get a Brazil, France, or something like that, I'm sure I'll watch it. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. This is the second part of today's show with No Name. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for learning with me, for laughing with me, and most importantly, for getting what I'm doing here. Por captar lo que vengo a hacer. That's the greatest gift anyone can have. Anyone who creates content for other people, when you guys get it, wow. That's the greatest feeling in the world. And not only do you guys get it, but then you add your energy to it. And we've got this big ball of energy here on the show. I thank you so much for that. Really. I know I say it every day, but I don't know if you know how thankful I am for each and every one of you. And I'll tell you what, if you come to the trivia night, I plan to give everybody a really big hug. And I'm told, me dicen, that I give really good hugs. I give what we call bear hugs. They also, come here, bring it in. Hey, that's what I've been told throughout the years. I'm a good hugger. And I'd love to give you a big hug as well. Okay, here are your challenges in today's pop quiz. The first one, ¿cuántos somos? ¿Cuántos somos? It's a difficult structure, a little bit different than it is in Spanish. ¿Cuántos somos? En el equipo o lo que sea. Ya ahí puedes poner a secas cuántos somos o cuántos somos en el equipo o en el grupo, lo que te apetezca. The next one, I want you to use the verb apostar that we heard there. The verb apostar. Okay, that is number 2. And number 3, I want you to use quedar. O sea, ¿cuántos quedan? ¿Cuánto tiempo queda? I want you to show me that you know how to use this quedar. Okay, there you go, folks. Those are your 3 challenges. The first one is ¿cuántos somos? Okay. The second one is using the verb. Otra vez, úsalo como lo usarías tú. Okay, no me gusta apostar. Aposté una vez y perdí. That's up to you. Úsalo como tú lo usarías, okay? Apostar. And the third one is quedar. ¿Cuánto queda? ¿Cuántos minutos quedan? ¿Queda algo de zumo de naranja? Otra vez, aplícalo a tu vida, a tu situación. Use it in a way that you would actually use it, and then this way I can help you. I can make sure you're using it correctly. All right, those are your challenges in today's pop quiz. Some very important structures and verbs that we don't only use with football, if you haven't noticed. All right, and as always, we've got a lot to do, so let me give you the Say What soundbite. I see we've got a lot of students here commenting on it, so that's good. That means you were able to get it today. It wasn't too difficult like the other day when we had Salvador Dali. That was even hard for me. But also he spoke, I should say, his own version of English. Quite a character, vaya personaje. All right, So, my amigos, here's your Say What soundbite for the second time.
Oh, no. First, we sort by number of holes, then by color. What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
There are at least 20 things I will not tolerate, and lying is one of them. Spit it out.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. Just one of the many materials you can pick up at Von Tienda. We've got amazing deals going on from, books that you can read like Gulliver's Travels, novels, right? To exercise books where you can, work on your writing. You've got Inglés Gramática Fácil, which we've looked at many, many times here on the show. It just goes over the basics with exercises and with audio. You can pick that up now for €10.45. I mean, that is a complete course in a book with audio, and it is €10.45. It was written by Claudia, one of the most talented people to ever work at Von. That's right. Claudia, she is German. She's from Germany. And she is a polyglot, so she speaks German, English, and Spanish perfectly. So I think she knows what she's doing as far as grammar is concerned, and not just English grammar and Spanish grammar, but also German grammar, which I imagine is not that easy, is it? Also, conversaciones en inglés. We've also looked at that material many, many times here on the show. You've got Conversaciones en Inglés 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, 1 is more for beginners, 2 is intermediate, and 3 is high level. And each of those, I think they used to be around €17, which still not bad considering all the stuff you get. Right now, €6.25. So take a look around. You've also got Vaughan Inglés 4.0, the Guía del Alumno. You can pick up the Avanzado, which I would recommend to you guys, for €10.45. Business letters. You can get a business letter book to help you write better emails for €1.05. I don't think you can get anything for €1.05 these days. Not even a coffee. Okay. So take a look. Again, I shared the link with you guys in the chat room over here. All right. A couple things I wanted to highlight from our audio. Again, that's from Speak Football, which we did in collaboration with Fernando Torres, excuse me. You know us Guidis, we have difficulty rolling our R's. Fernando Torres, guys. But you can't explain. Either you know how to do it or you don't. So luego decís que el inglés es difícil. Most Americans and British people cannot roll their R's, como decimos. So go easy on us. No nos des tanta caña. Well, the first word I wanted to look at is the word console. You know that word easy, right? Consola, console. But what if I told you there's also a verb to console? ¿Qué? Yeah, se escribe igual. So I'm going to console him and buy him a console. Dilo conmigo. I'm going to console him, consolar, and buy him a console, una consola. So careful with that word. Depending on where you see it, it's going to have a different pronunciation, whether we're talking about the noun, a console, like the PlayStation, or to console somebody who's going through a difficult time. Also remember, how much, how many, what's the difference? You tell me. You don't have to tell me in the comments. Say it aloud. What's the difference between how much and how many? We use how much with uncountable nouns. How much water do you have? Water's uncountable. How many friends do you have? Friends are countable. Okay, so how much, how many? What about cómo quedaron? It comes from the word marcar. Piensas, ¿qué era el marcador? ¿Qué eran las marcas? What was the score? ¿Cómo quedaron? What was the score? ¿Y quién marcó? Who scored? Fernando Torres scored. We've also looked at the word goalposts. Makes sense, no? Los postes. But we have an expression to move the goalposts, and se usa bastante, and it's cambiar las reglas del juego, right? To move the goalposts. So si mueves, okay, ya no hay que disparar aquí, hay que disparar ahí, right? Governments love doing that. They move the goalpost. So again, these are expressions that can help you outside of the realm, el mundo, del fútbol. Yo sé que no se dice fútbol, pero por favor, dilo a los periodistas que se dedican a esto. I hear them say it all the time. Bueno, el fútbol, el fútbol, el fútbol, el fútbol. I'm like, no es ninguno de esos, es fútbol. But yeah, I don't know. In fact, I say it jokingly a lot of times. I'm like, voy a ver el fútbol. Why? Because that's what I've heard people say, and people on the radio and TV. And I'm like, wait a second. Another one that drives me nuts. Mira, si ahora presto atención a estas cosas, como estoy aprendiendo español, como vosotros con el inglés. I love this one. Entonces. It's not entonces. Que yo sepa, pronunciáis todas las letras, ¿no? Entonces sería entonces. Why does everybody say entonces? I can't take it. No lo soporto. Seriously. Pues cambia la palabra, entonces. But it's not entonces. Y lo oigo. O sea, Florentino Pérez said entonces yesterday. And he's supposed to be a well-read person. Well, not if he's saying entonces. It's entonces. So help me out, guys. It gets on my nerves. Me saca de quicio. Remember the expression yesterday? A ver si os acordáis de la canción de Bad Religion. Me tocó la fibra sensible. It struck a nerve. Well, I guess it struck a nerve like a murmur to my heart. You can never get out of the line of sight like a magic speeding clock or a cancer in our cells, a collision in the dark. I guess it struck a nerve. Hey, you can learn from Bad Religion. Why not? Other words we looked at, contact lenses. You can also just say lenses, right? A lens is un objetivo. Piensa en una cámara. The lens was the same idea. Pues estás poniendo un objetivo para tus ojos. Again, if you can associate an idea, you'll remember it. well, the chances of remembering it increase. We looked at knee, obviously knee pads, protectores de la rodilla. Y de la espinilla, remember we looked at this word. De hecho, lo he aprendido, lo he enseñado a mi hija, porque en CrossFit se dio en la espinilla. Do you remember the word? Shin. In inglés es shin. So shin pads, ves un patrón aquí, knee pads, shin pads, shoulder pads, elbow pads, los protectores de esa parte del cuerpo. Another one, jersey. Now, jersey is a false friend. It's not jersey. A jersey is a uniform. I believe in British English, they say kit. Have you seen Chelsea's new kit, mate? Que es kit es como los pantalones y la camiseta. The jersey would be more la camiseta. Okay? So jersey, uniform would be the whole thing in American English. But the British say kit. Have you seen Chelsea's new kit? And I don't think they call it a jersey. Creo que eso es muy americano. Another one, which we agree on. You can say goalie or goalkeeper. ¿Te suena? Guardameta, goalkeeper. So you can even say, hey, keeper. Hey, keeper. Right? Keeper, or en el contexto se sabe. Keeper es guardametas. A handball. We don't say that was hand. Eso fue mano. We say that was a handball. Right? Hay algunos que son parecidos, pero luego cambia. They also looked at the expression in there con efecto. Me lanzó el balón con efecto. Now, this one doesn't come, the one I'm going to give you doesn't come from soccer, but it reminded me of a very common expression, and it comes from baseball, and it's to throw someone a curveball. Una pelota con efecto lo llamamos en baseball a curveball, porque viene en curva, no viene recto, te engaña. So if you threw me a curveball, you did something I wasn't expecting. Man, what a curveball. You really threw me a curveball. And then another one, which I forgot what they said. They said, I'm unmarked. Another way to say, estoy desmarcado. I'm open. I'm open. Here, pass it to me. I'm open. Estoy abierto. All right, my amigos. Hey, now you'll be able to watch the World Cup and comment on it in English. I love how some of the, what do they say? El esférico. Dices el balón, ¿no? El esférico, la zaga, artilleros. You're like, what? Are we talking about a war here? Are we talking about gladiators? Or are we talking about a soccer game? But hey, I guess you've got to give the sport more importance than, as a journalist. The only thing is, then why do you call it fútbol? Oh, man. It gets on my nerves. Me saca de quicio. Me saca de mis casillas, de mis Iker Casillas. Okay, I'll stop. All right, let's see who's with us over here. We've got Elena in the house. What's up, lovely Elena? What a great thing. You guys, one of the wonderful things about this job, too, is when I finally get to meet you guys in person. I know you're excited about meeting me, but it's mutual. In fact, now, every time I read Elena's name, I imagine Elena's face and her husband, who's very, very funny. What a unique guy. What a unique couple they are. And it's great now when I read Elena, I say, oh, there's Elena. Her image pops into my head. So that's one of the beautiful things about getting to meet you guys in person. So I'll see you at the trivia night then, huh? Also, Kay Roller Girl, who I've met in person as well at the book fair, if I'm not mistaken, Kay Roller Girl. So again, are you guys my students or you're more like family members? Well, friends, definitely. And Kay Roller Girl, well, Elena said, I didn't read your comment, Elena. I just was giving you praise, elogios, but I didn't read your comment. I can't do two things at once. All right. Elena says, hi there. We are all geared up. Listos, preparados, totally native way to say it, to get the show started. So bring it on, Teach. Y otro totally native. Bring it on es, si yo te digo, are you ready? Bring it on. Estoy listo, como preparadísimo. Challenge accepted, right? Bring it on. Que lo acepto, ¿no? All right, Elena, excellent vocabulary. You have started off with a bang. Por la puerta grande. There's K Roller Girl. She says, hi, double A and show with no namers. What's cracking up? Oh, I've never heard it with up. Because what's cracking up es que se está partiendo de la risa. I would say it without the up. What's cracking? What's cracking or what's crack-a-lacking? And she says, let's paint the town red. Vamos a liarla por ahí. Vamos de juerga. I can't, K Roller Girl. I've got gout. ¿Te suena gout? Gota. Yeah, no alcohol, no red meat, no seafood, no life. I wish. Ojalá. I wish. And she says, yeehaw. That's right. And she says, sorry, I'm full of beans today. Estoy a tope de energía. Don't ever apologize for being full of beans. Great to see you, ladies. Elena and K Roller Girl in the house. There's lovely Laura checking in as well. She says, good morning, lovely and lively show with no namers and teacher Up and Adam. A por ellos. Up and Adam. There's another totally native. Vamos, a por ellos. Laura also says, cute little Lara. Yeah, when she said, I heard you talking about a candle, I was like, oh, fudge. ¿Sabéis eso? En vez de decir F-U-C-K, you can say fudge. Oh, fudge. You know what fudge is? Un tipo de chocolate. A ver. Caramelo hecho con azúcar. Ganache. Ganache? Yeah. It's something a lot of times they make brownies with this. And it sounds like the other word. Fudge. So, yeah, I got to be careful because my daughter is listening, which is awesome. As I said, it makes her really proud. But sometimes, I teach you that English that, yes, you need to know. But, well, it's not always appropriate for kids, is it? There's Born to Iron Man. He says, hi, friends. What's up, Born to Iron Man? I haven't received confirmation yet, but I'm hoping that you and your lovely wife can make it to the trivia night. I know it's a lot to ask on a Tuesday, but if you can make it there, then the gang is going to be all there, right? Estaremos todos, toda la pandilla, if you can make it. Born to Iron Man. What a model student, really. An ambassador that even when I'm on holiday, I open up my Twitter or whatever, one of my social media platforms, and I see him participating in the spelling bee, even when it's a repeat. So this guy is like, Cristiano Ronaldo level. He goes to the training sessions, even when the coach doesn't go. That's the level of commitment, compromiso, that Born to Iron Man has. And we all know it, Born to Iron Man. All we have to do is look at your body, because it's the same thing you apply with your training that you also apply to your English. And that, man, you've got it. You have got it. Let's see. We've also got Chris Valrol. There she is, our movie queen, and someone who also participates weekly in our question of the week. It's always wonderful to hear from her as well. She sounds, Chris, one of the things I love about you, well, one of the many, is that you sound natural. You sound comfortable speaking English. She's like, hi, everybody. You don't sound nervous, which is, wow. I can't give that to you. That just comes from practice. I can help you pronounce it better. I can help you put your words together better, teach you more vocabulary, these totally native things. But that confidence comes from you. And what does it come from? It comes from you knowing your stuff, sabiendo las cosas, no? So, Chris, excellent. In fact, another person, when I read her name, her image pops into my head. Laura as well. Born to Iron Man as well. I'm lucky that I've gotten to meet you all in person, and I hope to see you again soon. Even my daughter knows you guys. My daughter asked me if Laura and Chris are coming to the trivia night. Yeah. Talk about, being more than just friends there. My daughter. Well, also, you girls, I got to say, you spoiled her. La tienes mimada, eh? because you always bring her little gifts like books and things like that. And well, she knows. So she asked me if you were coming. I imagine it was because of that, but also because she knows my students. I talk about my students. She even asked me, Alberto, how's Edgar? How's my students that I give classes to outside of the radio program. So hey, awesome. As I said, we are family. I got all my students in me. He. We are family. Yeah. All right, let's see who else is. Oh, well, Chris, I didn't read your comments. See, I'm getting so excited reading your names and I don't get around to reading your comments. And Chris says, hi, show with no namers, AA. You escaped by the skin of your teeth. Toma, totally native. ¿Cuántos totally natives tenemos aquí? He leído 6 comentarios. Excellent. Por los pelos. You escaped by the skin of your teeth. Thank God Diana was quick. Yeah. Diana was like, oh, honey, how did CrossFit? Are you excited about CrossFit? She distracted her quickly when I mentioned the word fellatio or oral sex when we were talking about the word blow. So now, I hope she's not listening now. Oh, no. ¿Ves? Por contar la historia lo menciono otra vez. Oh, man. It's a catch-22. Un pez que se muerde la cola, you say? A catch-22. And she says, as Laura said, cute Lara, blessed innocence. No doubt about it. Folks, we have got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at your pop quiz answers. We'll also take a look at your feedback regarding today's Say What soundbite. We have got a lot of participation here, and really looking forward to the rest of the show. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is The Show with No Name. Don't forget to listen to all our amazing programs. You've got English classes all day, every day. Cuidado. Un error muy común es all days. No existe. Tenemos all day, que es 24 horas, and every day, que es cada día. Y si no cierran, we're open all day, every day, 24/7, 365. That's the Vaughn Radio app. You can also find your favorite programs on the popular podcast platforms. You've got The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams, No Excuses with Fitz, Speak English with Ruby, The Salad with Dave Boys, Speaking with Confidence with Ale, Chris Frank in Frankly Speaking, The Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy, The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez, and you've got Richard Vaughn Live, Kyle Miller, Drive Time. Yeah, even though he's not with us, his show is still with us. So you can still learn with Kyle Miller through his repeats and his awesome book, Business English. We took a look at it yesterday in our pop quiz. Plus, if you follow us on social media, the fun never ends. Many ways to learn English for free. That's great. I can guarantee that the past generation didn't have so many opportunities to learn the language, any language, for free. And then you've got materials that are dirt cheap. Dirt cheap, lo conocéis de AC/DC. Dirty deeds, done dirt cheap. Yeah, dirty deeds, done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds, obras o cosas sucias hechos a precios tirados. Dirty deeds, done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and the done dirt cheap. All right, folks, it is time for Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with homophones. Show with no name.
Yeah, let's take a look at today's homophones here on the Show with No Name. The first word is abeja. Yeah, abeja. I always used to mix that word up with oveja. So, abeja. Okay. You know how I remembered it? Abeja en el aire. Ambos empiezan con A. Vuela en el aire. Abeja. Because I always used to mix it up with oveja. Okay. So then, el momento que digo, ¿es oveja o abeja? Digo, air. ¿Cuál va al aire? Okay, la A. Hey, if it works, it works. It's also una reunión. De hecho, we use it. It's one of our sections here. The spelling, Yeah, that word. Yeah. You need to know that one. Y luego tiene muchas expresiones. The knees, ¿no? Que es la leche, lo más. En Colombia, la putería. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Okay. Woo, that escalated quickly. También una hormiguita, alguien que no para. A very active person we call a busy. O sea, además de ser abeja, tiene muchos usos también. Okay. And our second word is a name. Yeah, that's right. In fact, it's short for Beatriz. I'm not going to tell you the English pronunciation. So you've got Beatriz, but then if you see the name Bea in English, how would you pronounce that name? So si yo digo, una avispa le picó a Bea, would the word avispa and Bea sound the same in English? That's my question. Those are your homophones. Good luck. You can let us know in the comments. Hey, if you know the words, well, Bea, you know. The question is, how do you pronounce it? Porque se escribe igual. Ahí te lo dejo. Se escribe igual. And the first word, abeja, I'm pretty sure you all know how to spell that word. All right, so those are your two words. What are they? Do they sound exactly the same? Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the third time.
Oh, no. First, we sort by number of holes, then by color. What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
There are at least 20 things I will not tolerate, and lying is one of them. Spit it out.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard, o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cass antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa. Surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo, ¡pero patatero! Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk Too y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com.
All right, folks, vaughantienda.com. Again, we have got killer deals going on right now at our Vaughn Tienda. All right, let's go on back to our comments over here. We've got a lot of unfinished business. Let's see. First up, we've got K Roller Girl, and she's telling us about what she heard in today's Say What soundbite, which you're going to hear one more time. So hopefully somebody will be able to figure it out. K Roller Girl says, I've listened to a woman in American accent, mejor with an American accent. So I've listened to a woman with an American accent speaking firmly. Absolutely. She sounds like a teacher or a parent talking to her child, about to scold the little child for lying, which, by the way, she doesn't tolerate. Excellent. To scold, to reprimand, echar una bronca. Great, K Roller Girl. All right, let's see. Elena. Elena says, oh, I know this series. Yes, it's from a series. Absolutely. In fact, you want to know something? I've never seen this series. My wife loves it. She loves this series. Yes, Elena, good ear. Wow, you really do know the series. She says, oh, I know this series. I'm so hooked on it. Estoy enganchadísima. It's an excerpt when an old babysitter takes care of the little member of the family. She's telling him how to sort out buttons and count them the right way. Great. To sort out es organizar. Great. Okay. Let's see. Laura. Laura says, I heard the strict voice of an American woman telling off a child. Muy bien. To scold, to reprimand, to tell off, to chew out. Son diferentes formas de decir echar una bronca. So she is telling off a child for eating something she's not supposed to eat. The woman is saying that she won't tolerate any lies. Wow, good ear, Elena and Laura. Chris says, I heard an elderly American woman. She's with a child tidying things up. Limpiando, organizando las cosas. She's telling him it's not okay to lie, among other things. Yes. Wow. Good. Good. Crystal clear. All right, Laura is participating in our pop quiz. ¿Cuántos somos? How many of us are there? Yes. Remember, we don't say we are three. Eso es que tenemos 3 años. There are 3 of us, right? There are, las estructuras, there are tantos de nosotros, o de ellos. Son 3. There are 3 of them, right? Eran 3. There were 3 of them. Okay, so that's the structure we're looking for. Great job, Laura. I expected nothing less. All right, so how many of us are there? The next one, I bet you give really good bear hugs. Muy bien, el uso de bet aquí es apuesto, pero es, no lo dudo. No, apostaría. And hey, I can't, it's like when people say, you're a great teacher. I can't make that decision. That's a decision my students have to say. If my students don't say I'm a great teacher, I can say it until I'm blue in the face. ¿Os acordáis de esta expresión de ayer? Hasta más no poder, pero no significa nada. So again, you are the ones that have to judge me. I can't judge myself. But yeah, I've been told that I give some killer hugs. So great usage there, porque no dice ahí apostar, sino no dudo, no apostaría, no dudo. So I bet you give really good bear hugs. The third one, there are 3 bottles of milk left in the fridge. Very good. Elena, how many of us, perdona, lo he dicho mal yo, how many of us are there in the group? Perfecto. ¿Cuántos somos? I bet there are at least 20 of us. Excellent. And there are still 2 left to show up. Muy bien. Quedan 2 para presentarse. Born to Iron Man. How many of us are there? Perfecto. I bet there is a lot of fun at the show with no name left. Great. Chris, how many of us are there? Nadie falló con esa, Muy bien. I bet the trivia will be one for the books. Para recordar. The books means the history books. Absolutely. And she says, how many days are left? Perfecto. ¿Cuántos días quedan? Good question. On my Instagram, I have a countdown. Entonces lo pongo luego para ver. I can answer your question later because I do have a countdown. You know how on Instagram and your stories, you can add a countdown to something. So yes, we are counting down the days. But hey, I've got to tell you something. The second, a little over 2 weeks. So it's going to be here before you know it. We all know how fast 2 weeks flies by. So that means I need to continue to prepare the questions. I've only prepared a few questions. And as you know, in my trivia nights, I have audio cues, ¿no? Tengo pistas de audio que escuchamos. I also do a part where I show someone's face, la cara de alguien, and you have to guess who that famous person is. So I do a multimedia kind of trivia night. If you've never been, join us. I'll give you a bear hug as a bonus. You'll have a great time and you'll get a bear hug. So look at that. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, we have got some winners. Laura and Elena have figured out today's Say What soundbite after the third listen. Excellent job, ladies. I love it. Laura says, BTI, born to impress us. No doubt about it. Absolutely, absolutely. Luis says, in my opinion, que también sabes que esto se abrevia, IMO, in my opinion, Quique and AA are like Messi and Maradona. You don't know who the best is. The only thing is, you mean Quique, my cat? ¿A qué Quique te refieres? Thank you, though. Wow, thank you. Wow, I'm being compared to the goats. The greatest of all time, the goats. But we're not here to talk about goats. We're here to talk about abejas. Tuve que pensar, iba a decir ovejas, pero es abejas porque van en el aire. All right. Born to Iron Man gives us the 2 correct words, and he says they don't sound alike. Elena gives us the 2 correct words as well, and she says they are homophones. Oh, we've got a difference of opinion here. This is interesting. Let's see. Laura gives us the 2 words, and she says they sound alike. Chris says they're homophones too. So Born to Iron Man, you are, I'm telling you, Born to Iron Man, I believe in you. But this time, we've got to give it to the ladies. I want to be honest, que también otro homófono, to be, cero estar. So we've got 3 words. B, B-E, no, más, porque la letra B también. B, la letra B. B-E, right? To be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Luego B-E-E, que es B también, abeja. And then the name Beatrice, escucha, Beatrice, not Beatrice. La A no se pronuncia. No? So Beatrice. So the name Bea in English is B. That's right. So there you go. Excellent job. Excellent job. Elena, Laura, Chris Valrol. Oh, Luis es Kyle. Ok, claro. Como pusiste Quique, digo, sí, mi gato sí que es la leche, pero no sé si lo compararía con Maradona, el gato loco. All right. Excellent job. What can I say? All right, are you ready for another section? It is time for Real Reviews.
First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer for this?
Real Reviews.
Real Reviews. Found online.
Real.
It was unbelievably painful.
It was unbelievably painful. That's right. We take a look at some reviews here. And normally I don't tell you guys the name of the place, but I'm going to tell you right now. This is the Cecil Hotel. Do you know why I'm telling you? Because it's no longer a hotel. They turned it into low-income housing. But let's just put it this way. The Cecil Hotel was located in downtown Los Angeles. It has been in many documentaries about serial killers and murders. Ahí te digo todo. It is located on the infamous, I should say, road Skid Row. And the word Skid Row has become synonymous with poverty, with, the lowest, I don't want to say low class, because a lot of these people, I believe, are mentally ill as well. But Skid Row, que es un grupo de los 80, Skid Row. And, Skid Row is a street in Los Angeles. So if you want to look it up, it's called the Cecil Hotel. It's not called that anymore, but there are documentaries that show the serial killer, Richard Ramirez. He was staying there. Yeah, that's right. And another death that happened there. So it is like a haunted, I would say, but not in the sense of ghosts, like literally haunted by living people. All right. And we're going to take a look at that hotel. First things first, let's pronounce it right. It's not hotel, it's hotel. Hotel. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, ha, ha, ha. Do you know my daughter's name? So I do know how it's pronounced. Yeah, in Spanish, Bea, but in English, now you know it's Beatrice. All right, let's take a look at these reviews. Again, if you want to take a look at it, it's called Cecil, como Cecilia, like that. Cecil Hotel. Number one, I went to this hotel 7 months ago, a day before catching another flight. So the person had a layover, una parada, in Los Angeles. And I've got to say, it was absolutely horrifying. I saw dirty sinks. Now, this is an interesting word because in Spanish you have fregadero and lavabo. In English, it's the same word. Well, you can say the kitchen sink or the bathroom sink, but they're both sinks. And the word sink is hundirse, right? I saw dirty sinks and I felt extremely unsafe, inseguro. Whenever I went down the hall, the hall, the corridor, those are ways of saying el pasillo. I felt extremely unsafe whenever I went down the hallway, in the elevator, and just in general, everywhere. Next time, I'm definitely booking a room in another hotel in advance, so I won't have to come back to this creepy hotel. Now, I've got to say something here. This person did not do their homework because, it's everywhere. Everybody knew this hotel, the Cecil Hotel, is infamous. Again, there are documentaries on Netflix that talk about, the crazy homicides and other things that have gone on at this hotel. Again, if you want to take a look, now it's not a hotel. In fact, this next review says that. Thank God this place is no longer a hotel. Menos mal que ya no es un hotel. Thank God this place is no longer a hotel. Not only is this place in a dangerous and rough area, otra vez, búscalo, Skid Row, downtown Los Angeles, okay? But it's been the home of serial killers over the years. Yeah, that's not a joke. That's not like, bueno, lo digo como comparación. No. This is based on a true story. For example, Richard Ramirez, they called him the Night Stalker, el acechador de noche. If you have a queasy stomach, un estómago un poco flojo, don't look up Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. But for example, Richard Ramirez lived in the Cecil Hotel at one point. Also, Nobody can forget about the mysterious death of Elisa Lam. That's the Netflix. I think there are 2 documentaries that I've seen. Maybe there are more about the Cecil Hotel. Again, it's not for the faint of heart. Okay, it's not, oh, well, there was a leaky faucet, un grifo que goteaba. That's the least of your problems. That's why when the person said, I saw dirty sinks, you got bigger fish to fry there. I wouldn't be too worried about the sinks. I would be worried about the other guests, los otros huéspedes ahí. So, and also nobody can forget about the mysterious death of Elisa Lam. These are just 2 of the many crazy things that have happened here. Again, if you want to read up on it, just be forewarned, it is pretty dark. And then the person says, in other words, en otras palabras, nobody who values their life, vamos a decir esta palabra en voz alta, value. No value, value. Nobody who values their life would ever, en mayúsculas, would ever stay here, alojarse aquí. It's now an affordable housing complex. Okay, a housing complex, what's the word you use? Urbanización, maybe you would say. Okay, it's now an affordable housing complex, but a very awful one at that. Pero uno terrible. Again, even if they change the interior, the moment you go down on the street, Skid Row, it is the biggest concentration of homeless people in the United States. So, oh, wow, the room's beautiful. Yeah, but the moment you walk out of the lobby, recepción, good luck. You are fending for your life. And to fend for, no es defend, pero es to fend. No, porque pone to fend, esquivar, eludir, defenderse, right? Arreglárselas, valerse por sí mismo. You got to fend for yourself out there. And then the last line is, this building is not up to code. ¿Qué significa esto? Esto significa there's a building code, ¿no? Hay unos códigos, hay unas reglas que todos los edificios tienen que estar bajo esas reglas, ¿no? Pues si tiene 3 pisos, tiene que tener ascensor. You know, these are called building codes, and they're put in place for people's protection. So if something is not up to code, no es legal, es ilegal. This building is not up to code. Oh my God. Folks, we are going to our last commercial break. When we come back, we've got tons of stuff to cover. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the 4th and final part of today's show. You guys are doing a kick-ass job. Arrasando, you say. Also, I think in Madrid we say, lo estás petando. This is very Castilian Spanish. I don't know if they use this down in Latin America. Estás arrasando, tío. I love the translations now on X, on Twitter. This uncle, este tío, I'm like, good job. Another reason why you can't rely on automatic translations. Yeah. This uncle is the milk. In English, that is an absolute nonsense phrase. Este tío es la leche. Y las veo a diario, ¿eh? Oh my God. X, get your shit together. Ponte las pilas con las traducciones. I even told them on Grok, I'm like, please, if you don't know how to translate it right, just don't translate it. Oh my God, uncle. Las veces que veo uncle ahora. This aunt, esta tía, se cree que es la leche. This aunt thinks she's the milk. Okay. If you say that to an American person, they're going to be like, I have no idea what you're on about. No sé qué me estás contando. Oh my God. So don't trust those automatic translations. And again, on a daily basis, I see stuff where I'm like, that's not it. That's not what they're trying to say. So yeah, mucho AI, pero all I've got to say is ay, instead of AI. I say ay. All right, my amigos, it is time for your double trouble. And today it's really a double trouble, not a triple trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
All right, my amigos, it is a double trouble IMO. In my opinion, as our friend Luis said, IMO, in my opinion, this one's going to be easy. So I want all of you to try here. Okay, quiero que todos intentéis, porque creo que, vamos, es básico. Creo. Okay, here we go. Me acabo de bajar o acabo de bajarme del ascensor. Acabo de bajarme del ascensor. ¿Me podrías llevar a mi hotel? There you go. Hablando de hoteles. Right, we just talked about the Cecil Hotel. Ya sabemos pronunciarlo. Hotel, not hotel, right? So, acabo de bajarme del ascensor. ¿Me podrías llevar a mi hotel? Evidentemente no en brazos, en coche, ¿no? Okay. Well, hey, maybe, a lo mejor quieres que alguien te lleve en brazos. Good luck. So, acabo de bajarme del ascensor. ¿Me podrías llevar a mi hotel en coche? There you go, folks. That is your double trouble. I think it's relatively easy. We shall see. Also, I'm going to give you the Say What soundbite. Congratulations to Elena and Laura. They already got it. If you'd like to join them, here goes. This is your fourth and final listen.
Oh, no. First, we sort by number of holes, then by color. What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
There are at least 20 things I will not tolerate, and lying is one of them. Spit it out.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera.
Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. Our master's program. You've got Vaughan Town. Also, I'm telling you, you are at the deadline here because usually by this time, the Vaughan summer camps for kids are pretty full. So, check it out. I can't guarantee there are any spots left, but mira, usando el left que vimos antes, but it is a great opportunity to make sure your kids are doing something positive, learning English, making friends. It is our Vaughan summer camps. You can find out more information at our website, grupovaughan.com. Also, as I said, killer deals on materials, and you got materials for the whole family. So there are some materials that are appropriate for kids. You've got the recipe book, which is awesome. That's something that's so much more than a book. It's an activity book where you can actually take the vocabulary and everything off the page and put it into practice. And you can spend some quality time with the little ones or not. You don't need to have little ones to cook, right? But it's a great activity because I think one of the best ways to learn something is by doing. By doing things, you learn. Hands-on, as we say, experiencia práctica. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol is taking a stab at today's double trouble. Me acabo de bajar del ascensor. ¿Me podrías llevar a mi hotel? All right, let's see. Chris says, I just took off the elevator. Could you take me to my hotel? Good effort. But no te quitas, porque eso me suena, me acabo de quitar el ascensor, ¿no? Lo tenía puesto y lo he quitado. So, again, great effort, but it's not the one we're looking at. The second part's correct. Could you take me to my hotel? No problem. Excellent. That part works. The first one, all right, let's see. Laura, I just got off the lift. Could you please give me a lift to the hotel? Absolutely. De hecho, ¿no hay una aplicación que se llama Lyft? Donde es como My Taxi or Uber or one of these. It's called Lyft con Y, porque son muy chulos, son muy guays. Pero la palabra lift es levantar. But it also means to give someone a lift, or do you need a lift? Te llevo? Do you need a lift? So again, if you've ever used this app, then you'll know it, Lyft, but really it's Lift is the way it's like Netflix, películas de internet. Flix is really Flix, pero claro, como son muy guay, pues ahí lo tienes. Flix con X, because X's are cool. Creo que eso, I think that's what they're thinking. I don't know if they're thinking it at all, honestly. So great, Laura. I just got off the lift. Now, the British say lift. We say elevator, but you can say either one. The important thing is when people understand you when you speak. So I just got off the lift. Remember, we get on the lift, we get off the lift, like planes, like trains, like boats, right? We get on, we get off. Could you please give me a lift to the hotel? Excellent. Let's see, Elena, I've just get off the lift. Can you give me a lift? The only thing in there is I've just gotten off the lift, que sería super británico, or, como lo diríamos en mi país, I just got off the lift. Let's see, Born to Iron Man, I just got off the lift. Could you give me a lift to my hotel? Yes. All right. Well, I hope that double trouble has lifted your spirits, because you know where we're going right now? We're going to catch a flick in today's Name That Movie. A Hansi flick? Barcelona's coach? Yeah, if you want, if it helps you remember it. Name That Movie. right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is an amazing movie. And it's one of those movies that's character driven. No se ve mucho eso. Hoy todo es explosions, car chases. Yeah, that's cool. Fast and Furious 7, or what are we on, 12 now? But also there's something about, getting to know characters and their relations and interrelations that I guess Hollywood doesn't bet on that. Mira, hablando de la palabra bet que vimos, ya no apuestan por eso, parece. Todo tiene que ser big budget, And sometimes you just want, a Big Lebowski kind of movie. Or even The Hangover, Resacón en Las Vegas. I mean, what made that movie funny? Yeah, the scenario, they lost their friend, but the characters, right? Los personajes. And they were all unknowns. Nobody really, they had done some stuff, but they were not big celebrities. Bradley Cooper was not a big celebrity at that point. Zach Galifianakis, que hace del Barbas. So it was about the characters, really, not The Rock. Okay, I think everybody's a little bit sick of The Rock. Thank you, Dwayne Johnson. We're done with you. Just like Will Smith. We're done. Hey, the higher they go up, the harder they fall. That's what they say. All right, here we go. A writer encounters the owner of an aging high-class hotel who tells him of his early years serving as a lobby boy in the hotel's glorious years under an exceptional concierge. Concierge, we know those are the ones who give you, I want to get a taxi, or I'd like to go see a show tonight. Do you have any recommendations? Okay. So a writer, escritor, encounters, muy fácil, encontrar, ¿no? Se encuentra con the owner of an aging, envejeciendo, high-class hotel de primera, who tells him of his early years serving as a lobby boy. Okay, a lobby boy. You can also say a bellboy or a bellhop, right? You say botones. In the hotel's glorious years under an exceptional concierge. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got it, our movie queen, Chris Valrol. It's an excellent movie that came out in 2014, The Grand Budapest Hotel. And what a cast. Vaya reparto. Oh, my Lord. All right, let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen for you here. All right, Zero, that's his name, Cero. What happened? And M. Gustav, hey, I like that name, Alberto Gustavo. M. Gustav says, what happened, my dear Zero, is I beat the living shit out of, darle una paliza, I beat the living shit out of a sniveling little runt called Pinky Bandinsky. And sniveling, vamos a ver cómo lo traducen, sniveling, lloriqueo, ¿no? Llorón. A sniveling little runt. So sniveling is llorón and runt is enano, ¿no? Un pequeñín. A sniveling little runt called Pinky Bandinsky, who had the gall. The gall is another way of saying the balls, the guts, los huevos, right? Who had the gall, pero es una forma de decirlo súper, right? Who had the gall to question my virility. Okay, dudar. To question is dudar de my virility. And virility is virilidad, masculinidad. Vamos, your masculinity, your virility. Because if there's one thing we've learned from many dreadfuls, okay, dreadfuls es gente que a ver cómo lo llaman, terribles, espantosa, is that when you find yourself in a place like this, you must never be a candy ass. ¿Qué? ¿Un caramelo culo? Yeah, un flojo. A candy ass. You must never be a candy ass. You've got to prove yourself from day one. You've got to win their respect. You should take a long look at his ugly mug in the morning. Mug is jeta, cara. Great vocabulary. You should take a look at his ugly mug this morning And then he takes a sip of the water and he laughs. And then M. Gustav says, he's actually become a dear friend. O sea, al final nos hemos hecho íntimos amigos. So he beat the living shit out of the guy, called him a sniveling runt, and in the end, they've become great friends, dear friends, as we say. Guys, if you have not seen this movie, check it out. It is called The Grand Budapest Hotel. It is awesome. All right, it's time to move on, though. Time for your joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, folks. Well, I figured we could stick with this hotel theme that we've got going on today. And as always, I'm going to tell you some jokes. We'll see if you get them. If not, don't worry. I always explain them afterwards because they're always puns, juegos de palabras. So why was the hotel manager wary? Wary es receloso, que no se fiaba, no? Why was the hotel manager wary of the reception desk staff, de la plantilla de recepción? So why was the hotel manager wary of the reception desk staff? Because they kept checking everyone out. No? Well, you know the word check in, check out of a hotel, no? So to check in is entrar, to check out is salir. So they kept checking everyone out. Well, also to check out is dar ojitos. Ooh, are you checking me out? ¿O me te estás echando los ojitos ahí, mirando con cara de que te molo? Why was the hotel manager wary of the reception desk staff? Because they kept checking everyone out. All right, another one. Why are hotel chains so powerful? Why are hotel chains so powerful? Because they have big lobbies. I know you use that word in Spanish. Come on, that one's easy. A lobby, a pressure group, as you say. Grupo de presión, lobby. Pero lobby también es vestíbulo recibidor. Why are hotel chains so powerful? Because they have big lobbies. All right, amigos. You're lucky I only have 2 jokes for you and that we need to move on to famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
All right, number 1, Esteban Maravilla o preguntarse. Esteban Maravilla o preguntarse. Well, I got to tell you, this guy's very superstitious. The writing's on the wall. Also, he's got a part-time lover. And if you prove that you're and be my part-time lover. I mean, we're talking about a blind guy who made everybody see the light with his music. I wonder who this person could be. I can't give you a bigger clue than that. Number 2, this actor, amazing actor, was born in 1939. He usually plays a tough guy, un tío duro. And he was in the movie Mean Streets, Taxi Driver, The Last Temptation of Christ, The Irishman, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, The Grand Budapest Hotel. Yep. The Piano. Oh, he was excellent in The Piano. In fact, he earned a nomination. No, he won the award for Best Actor in a Leading Role, the ACTA Award, whatever that one is. He was in Thelma and Louise, The Bad Lieutenant, From Dusk Till Dawn, Copland. I mean, we're talking about one of the greats. And last but not least, she was a Golden Girl. No, seriously. She was in the show, The Golden Girls. Las Chicas de Oro, is that what you call them? Yeah. She was also in All in the Family. She played Dorothy in The Golden Girls, the one with the very husky kind of voice, de una voz super ronca. And she was one of my favorite ones. I know everybody loved the grandma because, you know, she was but I thought this one was the great one. She was really good at doing the straight face. The straight face is, te dice lo que piensa sin reaccionar mucho, ¿no? Con cara así de, ¿qué pasa? Te lo acabo de decir. ¿Y ahora qué? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. It's Chris Valrol. Number 1, Stevie Wonder. Number 2, Harvey Keitel. And number 3, B. Arthur. Bea. I tried to give you a clue in our homophones. B. Arthur. That's right. Si lo lees en español, es Bea Arthur, right? But in English, it's B. Arthur. And that's going to bring us right into our Say What soundbite. This is B. Arthur, but not from the Golden Girls. This is her in the series, as Elena said, Malcolm in the Middle. Another series where, if I'm not mistaken, Bryan Cranston was in that series. Walter White, Breaking Bad. Yeah. He was also the dentist in Seinfeld before he was Walter White. Now he's always going to be Walter White, speaking of tremendous actors. So this is B. Arthur, and as Elena said, she remembers the episode really well. She is the babysitter. And she goes, no. First we sort by the number of holes. Lo organizamos por el número de agujeros que tiene. Then by color. Y después por el color. And then she sees that he's got something in his mouth. And she says, what's in your mouth? ¿Qué tienes en la boca? And he says, nothing. And she goes, there are at least 20 things I will not tolerate. And lying is one of them. Spit it out. Now, spit it out es literalmente escúpelo, pero también como si me quieres decir algo y no me lo estás diciendo, te diré, come on, man, spit it out. What happened? All right, so here she is, B. Arthur, being a tremendous actress.
Oh, no. First we sort by number of holes, then by color. What's in your mouth?
Nothing.
There are at least 20 things I will not tolerate, and lying is one of them. Spit it out.
All right, guys, you are the bee's knees. Que vimos la palabra bee hoy en los homophones, el nombre bee, but also the expression the bee's knees, que viene de the business. You're the business, the bee's knees. Excellent job to all of my students today. Really, really tremendous participation. Wonderful job. I want you to stay tuned as well because you're going to continue to laugh and learn with all my amigos here on Vaughn Radio. Also, folks, last chance, if you'd like to participate in our question of the week, do it now. Tell us about a culture that you are fascinated by and that you want to learn more about. Keep it at around a minute because we've already got about 10, 12 people who have participated, and I'm expecting to get more throughout the day. So we look forward to hearing from all of you. And we're going to say goodbye with an amazing song by Esteban Maravilla, or I love how you say Efectivi Wonder, right? En vez de efectivamente, Efectivi Wonder. Hey, I know that one. O la cagaste por Lancaster. Hey, do I get a totally native or what? Totalmente nativo. This is Part-Time Lover. So part-time is media jornada. O sea, un amante. The song is about a part-time lover. Thank you so much, everybody. Ciao for now. Bum 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 ba-da-da-da, bum 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 ba-da-da-da. Da, 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 da.